What's going on, everybody? Jonah plays here, as usual. Today we're starting a little bit of a mini series of sorts. You guys will enjoy it. I guarantee you'll enjoy it. Hopefully, at least. I had the idea to do this after watching a podcast of a guy that I like. You know what I mean, like a guy that I like to watch, and he was like, he was interviewing people about their careers and the sport that they play, and I was like, well, why not? So I'm gonna take this opportunity in this series to actually go over people, their careers, rivals, tournament experiences, friends that they've made along the way, partners, coaches, everything about their Smash career from beginning to current or end, depending on if they're done. And we're gonna do a bit of a series about it. And of course, day one, I couldn't find anybody to be able to do it. I was trying to get my friend X, couldn't get him. My friend Mashy, he's working. The original person I was going to do it for, couldn't do it today. Tried my friend Zamasu, he couldn't either. So I figured, why not start with myself, since I'm the one doing it and I have a career of my own. And I'll start at the very beginning. So I want to say I started about, what year did Brawl come out? Hold on. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I want to say 2008. So, yeah, 2008. All right, so 2008 is when Brawl came out. Oh, I got my twang really hard today. Is when it came out. And when it came out, I would have been 5 years old. 5. Which means I would have been, so 2009 was the first year I played Super Smash Bros. Brawl, any of them, period. And I remember my first game, we're sitting in my friend BJ's apartment, sitting in his room of sorts, and March 9th, 2008 is when Brawl came out. I know at some point in 2008. And I'm sitting there, and he decides, go Sonic. His favorite character was Sonic. It always has been, kind of still is. I mean, I remember we did a stream not too long ago where we tried to quiz him on Sonic music, and he was getting it from consoles I'd never heard of, which is impressive. And, in doing so, he kind of, sorry I couldn't join you today. No worries, dude. I can either get you tomorrow or Wednesday. Thursday I have reserved for BJ because that's the only day he's off this week. So that's the only day I have someone reserved. But I'm going to try to do about a week's worth, so about 7 days of it. Not in a row, but about 7 days. Because obviously on Sunday I won't be able to, and, it doesn't matter. So you're free tomorrow. All right, I'll try to fit you in tomorrow. Alex on Wednesday. Zamasu, you can be Friday. And then I'll try to get somebody like, I don't know. No worries. No, don't worry about it. Anyway, so I played Mario because the only character I knew at the time. I mean, I knew the other characters, Peach and Bowser. I was like, I really don't want to. I don't really want to play Bowser and Peach, So I decided, and I picked Mario. And I remember I didn't really care too much about, at the time, your alt, as they call them, or your appearance or the skin that you used or whatever you want to call it. I didn't care much. So I used just the regular. I think eventually I switched to like the blue one because I like blue, the color. And that's when, Wii remotes were actually used. We didn't have GameCube or nothing. We used the Wii remote. And I remember he was a really good friend. He always let me use the nunchuck until I started beating him, and then he took it back, and then I started beating him even more without it to prove a point. But our very first game, he went Sonic, Black alt. I went Mario, no alt. And Shadow Moses Island, all hazards off on normal. Like we didn't have, Battlefield or Omega, which is, flat. We had it on regular, but we still didn't have items on, and we did not have hazards on, which is, that was a good thing. That was back then. And we didn't know about tournament rules. That's just how we played. We thought items were annoying and hazards were annoying, so we turned them off. And I beat him because we played like 4 stock, I think. And I beat him by 2 stocks. Obviously, it was a stage you couldn't dunk or anything. So, a lot of it was a little bit spammy, spamming forward smash, jab, up smash, forward smash, down smash. Who remembers the brawl taunts? Oh, I do. I do. And that kind of, it was like, hey, I could be good at this, let's see where we go. So I went to a brawl tournament at our local library. Neon Brine we still go there. We kick it. That's our kind of home little turf spot. And you're too slow. And I remember back in the day, our elementary, I remember when it was. They played Brawl at the library. Hell, I remember recently I played Brawl at the library with Neon Brine. I saw the picture of his Ike. We took a snapshot of it. We got a screenshot of him stabbing Ike's sword into the head of one of the mini bosses in the not subspace, but I think classic mode. But yeah, bring the taunts back. But I went to the tournament and I ended up getting 4th place with my Mario, and there was about 12 people there. But so the only people that were above me were 3 guys, and all 3 of them were really good brawl players. Like the 2nd place dude was a Meta Knight, I remember, and he got salty because Meta Knight was the best character in the game, and obviously he deserves free wins for it, which I disagreed with, but whatever. And sorry, I'm out of frame. And then he played the 3rd place guy played Bowser. And the only reason I didn't beat him was because I SD'd on the first stop. It was just that close of a game. And it was a little annoying, but, you get with it. And the 1st place was a Pikachu, and he was real good. I remember him. And then you played Brawl for a while, and then you hear the news about 2013, 2014. When was that? Hold on. Yeah, 2014. September in 2014, we heard the announcement, or a little before that there would be a game there would be a Smash game for the Wii U. We were so optimistic about it. We were jumping off the walls. We were popping off. We were doing whatever. And all of a sudden, we get this game, and we have our first library tournament. And oh, my God. It was awful. I don't know any other word to describe it. It was bad. You go in there, you got people playing Bayonetta. No, at the beginning there weren't DLC, but you had, I remember playing Smash the first time, 3DS, before my birthday. There you go. But yeah, so our first tournament went rather poorly. A lot of kids were being a little gimmicky. They would waste the DLC. Oh, here you go. Hey, man.
Yo.
You're late, and it's actually upsetting that you're late.
I was eating. What you mean?
So remember what I told you about that series I was doing?
Oh, yeah.
So Dryden couldn't do it today. I tried. BJ's at work, and Zamasu couldn't do it because he was busy. So I thought, why not call you? And then I was like, all right, well, I got to improvise. So I was like, why not make the first day about myself to get my stories out of the way? So I'm doing myself, and now you can do some commentary on it. But we'll get to your stories either tomorrow or Wednesday because Dryden said he'd be available tomorrow, but I'll keep you on a tab just in case.
Yes.
Okay, anyway, as I was saying. Oh, wait. I think we know who the first character I played was. Well, I would assume. What?
Mewtwo.
No, not my character. We're talking about 4 at this point. I'm talking the whole history of my Smash career at the moment.
Oh, okay.
I'm going through the history. Then I'm going to go into rivals. Then I'm going to go into tournaments. And then I'm going to go into, the friends I've made, and then rivals. And then, I think I already said no. So rivals, yeah. And at the end, I'll talk about, the people who trained me, where I got my info from, people who inspired me. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, so, Smash 4 tournaments weren't like Brawl tournaments, and they definitely weren't like Melee tournaments, and they're definitely not like Ultimate tournaments are now. We would go, and it would be these guys at the library who were running. It wasn't us. It wasn't us kicking it. It was some other group. And because of that, we had to play by their rules and their standards. So we did. And, because of that, things were harder. I remember I played Luigi one time. I don't remember what I was doing, but I decided one weekend that I was going to pick up Luigi and play him a tournament. And he was like, my brother. I remember Dryden and my brother Micah. They were like, you cannot play Luigi at the tournament. You will lose. And the funny thing is, I did lose on the first round because it was a 4-person free-for-all for each round.
Okay.
It was pretty dumb. And I remember I actually was in technically second place in that match, and I only lost to the guy who won the tournament. That was it, right? So then the next group played, and the fourth group played. So now there's only 2 groups of 4 left. Both of them played their matches, and it turned out that the one kid who beat me, he got first. And who was the last 2 players in the other round? My brother and Dryden, and my brother beat Dryden.
Your brother beat Dryden.
My brother, playing Villager, beat Dryden as Cloud in Smash 4 to get second
Did
place.
he use the stupid tree script that they had in Smash 4?
Did he use the tree? I don't know if he knew how to not.
Did he use like the tree script, like the custom moves or whatever?
No, we didn't turn on custom.
Okay.
No.
I was like, yo, wait, hold on. Yo, because I know Micah sucks.
That's true.
What are you?
Hey, you never know. Anyway, moving on. So Smash 4 was always hard, but then 4 years later? Not even? How long was it? Let me see. 4 years later, on December, or was it November? It was a couple months before we got word another Smash game's coming out. Now, at this point, I had actually given up on Smash. My brothers were picking on me for it. I was doing poorly at tournaments. I could never stick with a main. It was a bad time. I was out of it. So I was like, all right, I'll play a bit of Ultimate to see how it runs, how I feel it, if I can, do some work with it, kind of like I did with Brawl. And if not, it doesn't matter. You know what? I'll move on. And I remember my very first game of Ultimate. I'll never forget it. I played as the Mario Maker, the construction worker, Bob the Builder, Mario, against a Link, because he hadn't unlocked all the characters yet. Sophomore year in my video game design class with Mr. Turner in 4th period. And I beat him by 2 stocks. He took 1 stock off me. I beat him by 2 stocks. And I remember that because I then went to lunch and everybody's talking about how I beat this guy. Oh, he said he was good and I beat him. And I even remember BJ immediately claimed that he was the best. Do you remember that, Alex?
I remember that. Okay, so my first Ultimate experience was when the end of the school year was finals, and then Gaston and Will and everyone, their game was playing, and then BJ was there. We played on freaking Maury Towers or something like that.
Ooh, yeah. He really likes Moray Towers, but it's not legal and it's kind of annoying.
He destroyed me. I was like, yo.
So BJ was the first. I played as Mario the first time. However, I didn't know how to change the second player to Randy. Yeah. Well, and BJ always thought he was the best because he knew the characters and he loved Nintendo and he played all the games. But that doesn't work in a fighting game. You can't go play Super Mario Bros. For 3 hours and expect to win Evo with Mario or Luigi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I played Mario for a while. I went to my first tournament and lost poorly as Mario. No, actually, that's wrong. I was playing Dryden and I lost horribly with Mario as against his Cloud. Now, Cloud at this point has been nerfed into the ground. To this day, Cloud is nerfed. It's not good anymore like it used to be. You remember how bad it used to be?
Honestly, dude, I remember.
Talk about. You would have thought he was cheating. It was that bad. And obviously he wasn't. Dryden was really good back then. And we'll get into him and his story on that whenever he comes on, either tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on if Alex really wants to come on tomorrow and can answer the phone. And whatever. Yeah, by the way, I unlocked all the games on the 20. I got the game on the 24th and unlocked all the characters in under 3 days. I unlocked the characters in about 10 hours. I grinded that game so hard. So technically speaking, my copy of the game is my. Yeah. Yeah, we know. I think I don't really know how to explain it. Anyway, okay, moving on. So, where was I? Right. So Dryden beat me horribly as Cloud. And I wanted a character that could teleport, could get around him, could send his, green slashes back at him. And so what do I stumble upon in the roster but Mewtwo? Now Mewtwo, I knew he was from Smash 4 as DLC, and I only played him once. And he was also in Melee, and I never played Melee at the time, or I had, excuse me, but never Mewtwo. And because of that, I was inexperienced with him. I did not know what I was doing. And because of that, I went to my first tournament as Mewtwo, and I got third place. My first tournament ever, third place. Like, I mean, how many people can really say that? Yeah, that don't. He got ninth his first tournament.
It's still not bad though.
No, it ain't. Anyway, but it was also at the library. It didn't count, and I had lost. Oh my god, I lost. And it was a little annoying because I was only behind Angel and Dryden. And Angel at the time, what's up, PC9? I'm telling my life story when it comes to video games. At the time, it was a little difficult because Angel played Roy really good back then. If you were able to, land a couple stocks on him, you were considered very good. And of course, me and him, it would be 1-to-1 stock all the time. But then Dryden would just obliterate him. But when I would play Dryden, we would get the 1-to-1 stock. So I was technically on a skill level to where if I focused and was not distracted and could actually play my heart out, I could beat them both. But I never got the chance because every time Angel would always be in my bracket, never Dryden. There was only one time where it was me and Angel grand finals, and Angel just gave up halfway through and just didn't care about the match anymore. And he let me win that one, which is terrible. Never let up. Never do that. Never let up. And so, I played a bunch of library tournaments, didn't win any of them. And then there was this doubles tournament, and I hate to talk about it. It's my least favorite tournament I've ever been to.
The rigged one?
What?
Oh, the rigged one where you went with Micah?
Yeah.
Like you rigged the...
But I figured since we're talking about my story, we got to talk about the ups and downs. So I went to a doubles tournament hosted by Dryden and Angel. Him and Angel were a team, which nowadays, thank you for the like, is against the rules because of this incident. My internet messed up what I missed. Just my early Ultimate Tournament results, third, second, all the time. And I remember this doubles tournament, and I hate to talk about it. And me and Micah beat all the teams, and Dryden and Angel beat all the teams, whatever. And then we got destroyed by Dryden and Angel. And I wouldn't have been as mad if this hadn't been the 100th time that I was so close to victory, so close I could taste it. I could feel it. And it didn't happen. We got destroyed. Dab. It wasn't my fault. And I'm not going to blame it all on Micah either. It was just a lack of coordination. The team wasn't good. Angel and Dryden always played together, so they knew each other's priorities and skills, and they took us out terribly. But the worst part was, and I feel that I'll never live this down, I got up, sunk to the floor a little bit, trying to collect my thoughts, and Dryden mocks me in front of everybody. He trash-talked me after the loss. And I remember I got up so angry. I mean, my face was as red as the devil himself. I turned around and swung at him. Obviously, I did not connect. He caught it. And he went to hit me back. But the librarian that was there, Greg. You remember Greg, the homie? Greg, the homie.
Greg, the one who was like...
The tall dude. The really tall dude.
Yeah.
He broke it up, and we had another librarian come in and talk to Dryden about, not taking people off, and I ran off. Like, nobody could find me for about 10 minutes. I thought I would quit Smash right there and then, but something just kept me going. And so the hardest part is, and what's unbelievable is not even a month later is beta.
And then you're like, hey, this is when this is when we did this is when we basically met our relationship when we dated each other.
That is correct. That is kind of the area when we started to actually become friends and not just, acquaintances, guys who play Smash and guys who call each other names of fruit. Anyhow, so I go to beta, and beta was a big tournament, 71 entrants, including me. And after losing that doubles tournament, I was in no mindset to even consider winning. But the guy was friendly, turned out to be a fun event, win or lose. And I ended up, just out of being tired, is the only reason I lost, because I was tired and couldn't even keep up with myself. I got 7th out of 71, top 8 in my first big tournament. Technically speaking, that's technically better than Mango. If you want to get technical about it. But after that, I felt a new surge. It's like I could win. And I kept winning at school and library. I would always get second and third, whatever. And if I could find it, I hope I didn't lose, because that's exactly what I would show you. I remember one day, and the only reason I remember this day is obviously being that it was my first library win, but also because I got to eat pizza afterwards, and there was this whole band deal, whatever, because it was for my brother's band. I won the tournament, and I remember crushing the bracket so hard. And out of nowhere, it's me and Dryden. There was no Angel. And I was like, okay. Oh, I found it. That's weird. But I played Dryden, I beat him. And I was expecting Angel to be next. Because, I never got Dryden in brackets. So I was like, oh, maybe it switched up today. So what happens? I beat Dryden, and that was it. I was like, you did it. I sat there, I was confused. What do you mean? Well, you won. And then Dryden hands me this. There was a string attached to it, but he hands me this. My first ever win, and I still have it to this day. I still do. That was one of the best feelings in my life.
Pull up the Mewtwo King face.
I did the Mewtwo King pop-off. I really did. And, I kept winning and winning, and I'll see if I have my other trophies. Because after that tournament, I kept winning and winning. Nobody could stop it. I don't know what it was. I had this fire. Nobody could put it out. I mean, and they tried. God, they tried. But they just never could. They tried to make rules saying I couldn't play my main. A rule, remember that one? A rule where if I won a tournament, I couldn't go to the next one. I'd have to wait for the one after the next one. And it wasn't even first place. It was top 3 who got that. That's insulting. So I got this. This was my next trophy that I had gotten after that. And this, what's it called? I got this. It came with it was actually a bottom, as you can see the hole. There actually comes like a podium, but I haven't. And then this one. This one was a special case because that tournament wasn't supposed to happen. There was a huge rain delay, a hurricane. We got let out of school early that day, and my parents were like, there's no way they're still having that tournament, boy. You ain't going. And I convinced them to at least check it out. We went, about 7 people there, and I beat Dryden's Ike with my Marth in grand finals for the win and got that trophy. And ever since then, I kept winning and winning. And then one day, I get tired of winning the library tournament. I know, that sounds so terrible. I get tired of winning the library tournaments. I get tired of dealing with Dryden's rules at the time and him rigging some of the old tournaments. Remember when he used to do that and when they found his rule set?
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. And so I get a message from a guy who says, hey, I heard about you. Actually, it wasn't Zegman. You'll be interested to hear this. Hey, I heard about you. My friend Zachary Zegman told me to come tell you about his tournament since I saw you doing pretty good at your local scene at school, your library, being number 1 in district. But you have to also think, I know I skipped that part. By this point, I am number 1 in my school district of all, and it's one of the biggest school districts in Texas. And I am number 1 in that school district. And my friend X here on the phone, and he can tell you more about that either tomorrow or Wednesday, he was number 2. And because I was number one, I got a lot of attention from a lot of players. You get players that you get people that you would never imagine were Smash players. I mean, like bulky, you had like bulky athletic guys coming in. You had cheerleaders coming, like playing Smash, challenging me, and it's like, what in the world? But I beat them all. I know, but I beat them all. And then I don't know, but this guy, I didn't know him, And then I go to the tournament, I meet him, I meet Zegman. I remember going 2 for 2 on my first tournament ever.
Hey, so who was the dude? Who was it? Was it Banana?
No.
Wavy?
It was Zakun.
Yo,
Zakun, I have an interesting story about that. Maybe I'll get into that when I start. Nah, I'm not going to tell that story. That's wrong. I promised him that I would not tell that story ever again because that was wrong on my part. I still feel bad about that. If I could go back and change it, I would actually let him have that win. I would. And I would have been out of the tournament. But, I think. Anyhow, my first Empire, I go and I met this guy, Zegman. Awesome dude. Great TO. I just don't know how to describe him. He's awesome. I mean, and then, there was Banana there, and Banana. I remember the first time I got there, and I played, and I went out, and then he goes, man, if you ever got top 8, I'd buy you a Smash t-shirt to replace the old one. Because I remember I used to wear the Smash 4 one.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's all worn out now. I still have it.
Yeah, this one where like that could bought you a shirt. I remember,
Banana bought me off Amazon after I did it, and he kept his word. He bought me this one. This one here. Let's see if I can get it to not look sloppy. This one here. He got me that shirt, and it was really cool. But I remember one time playing Zakun in a set. I went my Falcon that day. My Falcon was tripping. I mean, it was ridiculous that day. And I keep this quote in my head every time I play Falcon. Zakun.
We almost got like my corn was actually like it was so good.
We were playing on the stream setup. You remember that?
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember.
And Zakun, when me and him were in a set, I remember I need him twice in a row at low percent. And I remember this quote, and you can say it too, Alex. This kid's knee like it's nothing. He was like, who is this guy? So I think I lost to Zakun that set, but I always kept that quote. And then I beat Zakun a few times and all that, but then there's Hugh. To meet Hugh is a big honor because Hugh, with Richter, mind you, got 96th at EVO 2019, which is huge. To be able to meet somebody who got that far in one of the biggest stacked tournaments of all time is ridiculous. And he beat me 2-0. Barely. The first game, I swore the first game I could have taken from him, but I just was not doing it.
Wait, was it the first EVO? Like the one that got really stacked?
No, Hugh got 96th at EVO 2019.
Wait, the one that was really stacked, right?
That's 2013.
Like the one where he did a reset against Tweak?
No, that was Melee. Anyway, no, that's not what I meant. Anyway, moving on. Empire was great for a while. I got top 8 my first time, and that was a great night. I remember that. And then I got top 8 again, and then I remember what Fanana said that one time that really teed me off?
Like what he played Simon or whatever.
No, he goes, so what? You got top 8, you win 2 games here, and you get it, so what?
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, yeah, I won 2 games. How many you win so far? It's like, I ain't seen you in top 8, except for once when I was in top 8 with him. He was right above me. That was the day that he actually got me the shirt. And there were so many awesome guys at Empire. Let's see, you had Puff. Puff was the homie.
Wait.
Puff was actually friends with my older brother in high school. And I didn't know him at first, because I didn't. But he actually saved our butts a while ago when there were some issues involving people thinking that minors, meaning people under the age of 18, should not be in the Smash Houston scene.
Let's go, Puff.
And Puff came up and turned around and said to my older brother to then tell me, make sure him, X, and Mashy, Fresh Boy, whatever at the time, don't say anything about this. Because if y'all go to defend yourself, they'll take it as an attack and they'll push for it. So Puff went behind enemy lines and saved our butts. We didn't know what we were going to do. We didn't. And after a while, we got tired and we decided to check out a new tournament after somebody at my church suggested a local to me. That local would happen to be the local that I have most recently gone to the most. Saloon Door Smash Brewing.
Hell yeah.
I remember the first one. Me and my buddy Alex went. Alex, you went 0-2. I got 4th. No, absolutely not. In fact, they came back to me and were like, dude, we ain't ever seen nobody make a run in losers to get 4th like that their first time here. Ever. Which was a prideful moment. I was like, hey, that's right. That's right. And because of that, let's see. I then went on to play Saloon a couple more times. I got 4th my first time, 4th my second time. Had a pretty bad streak for a while. Then COVID hit, so we couldn't play. And then we came back and I got 8th. And it was under top 8. I think I got an 8th or 9th, and it was pretty bad. And then I came back this past 2 weeks and got 4th and 5th. And we have one coming up here in about 6 days. Me and X and Mashy are going to go back and we'll see how good we do. And with Mashy now seeing the counselor every day about this girl, maybe he'll actually focus on the game. And, so moving forward from that, that's kind of where we're at right now. I mean, I can tell you about the little tournaments in between. Like I've been to Game Over and won $25 for getting second place. I've gone to a church event where they had one. I've gone to a school event where they've had one. Like the library tournaments at the school, like the school's library tournaments where I got first place twice, 2 years in a row. Actually, no, 3 years in a row. We have not had one this year, though, because the Carnival Smash tournament got canceled. So we're going to do something. We're going to do something, and I think I'm going to talk to BJ and do some kind of tournament for club that'll be for it. And I'll see if I can bring Tilt and some of the guys, and we'll actually play, and I'll win my 4 years in a row and all that. And, I've just been really good. And then rivals. So I don't have really too many rivals ever. My number one would have been Dryden at the time, but remember on your birthday, he challenged me to a best of 5 set on Tuesday, the next Tuesday, because he wasn't going to be there Monday. I don't know, this has nothing to do with the topic, but how do you connect a Wii remote to the Wii? The red button isn't working. Are you pressing the red button on the Wii and the remote? There's a little panel in front of the Wii. Here, I'll show you what I mean. But yeah, so I beat Dryden and actually got best in school for that. So that's kind of how I became the best. I dethroned him, and I've never seen him so salty. So you've got this red button here, and you press it at the same time as this red button back here. That's how you turn it on. And, that's kind of it. But so Dryden was my first rival. Then I think my next rival would have been Cute. But, she doesn't really play anymore. You're welcome. And I haven't seen her around in a while, so she kind of fell off the block. And then I guess technically time zone for a bit, and then I just stopped caring about it. So at the moment, I don't have a rival. I mean, I guess you could say Zamasu, but the fact is it's kind of like Yeah, but that's a little different. It's more like sparring partners with me and you. For us, it's kind of like for my rivals, it's like a love-hate relationship. You hate to love them, you love to hate them. And, I remember the time zone. I made a diss track for a time zone when we were rivals.
Yo, the diss track.
And I bet I can play that diss track. Let me see if I can play the diss track for y'all.
Hey, the diss track.
And if they can't copyright me because it's mine. Time zone diss track. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. What? Hold on. Time zone diss track. It was pretty good in my opinion. Maybe I don't know. There it is. All right. You gotta tell me if y'all can hear it. Let me see. Okay. Time zone, get off your phone. Ain't leaving you alone. No. Oh. You talking too much trash. Now keep this slash with all this cash. It was pretty bad. You ain't got a girl that should be a view. At least I didn't get popped off on cue. Not a dispute. No. I'ma stop you big time like it's wish time. You ain't worth a dime. You ain't worth my time. Top 3, that's a crime. I'm about to stop this fool. You might think I It's bad, I know. This dude so low, he called out my bro. Shooting down like a bro. He just a kid. Anyway, making big. Knocking off his lid. I'm glad he hit. He looking at me like limestone. I'm calling out who else but time zone. Yep. It's pretty bad. And I actually almost made a second one, but I didn't. And, that was back then at that time, and I've kind of gotten grown up from then. It's, at the moment, I don't really have any more rivals. Now, people I've trained. I've trained Mark into an exceptional K-Rule player who has gotten top 3 at his first library tournament ever. First time. And has beaten Zamasu 3-stock one time. I'm counting that in the story, whether you like it or not. He almost beat Tilt twice. He's done pretty good. I trained BJ, but in his own story, I'm sure he's going to tell a different story. Oh, no, Scott trained me. I'm like, no, if that's the case, that's why you're bad. And, I trained Alex a bit. I remember. I taught him a few tips and tricks about just basic characters. I trained a couple kids at the library because they had asked me for some tips and training. So I trained them for about a week. I would go every day and train. And, that was kind of really it. I never really sat down and trained an actual student before. Now my coaches, I've only had two or three coaches. There was Dryden. He was kind of my first mentor. He taught me how to do basics with my character. He taught me matchups. He taught me patience, aggression, when to strike, when to not strike, how to do crap, And he taught me a lot. And then there's Alex. My friend Alex. I don't know if y'all know him. He taught me, basically, he was more of a life coach than an actual playing coach. But he would still coach me. He would tell me, stick with Simon in this matchup, or go with Puff or Marth or Falcon on this. And every time he would say it, most of the time, about 95% of the time, he got it right. And it was pretty cool because I would then turn around and win. It was, hold on, let me turn off the lines. I was really good with him. We were a good pair, don't you think? Alex?
Yeah.
Did you hear anything what I just said?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Okay. And So what else? Oh, well, yeah, there were people who influenced me in Smash. I remember sitting in front of the TV for about 8 hours a day, every single day. And sophomore year, grinding the game harder than anybody. That's how I got to be so good for so long, is I grinded the crap out of CPUs, Ultimate, nothing. I would 3-stock CPUs like I was eating breakfast. It was nothing back then. And of course, speaking of back then, once we get into Zamasu's story later this week, on Friday or tomorrow, whatever, and probably Friday, he's going to tell us about how he views the newer generation of Smash players currently at our high school and in the world and all that. How do you unlock Marth in Melee? You have to play a match as each character. Or complete the classic.
You have to get every single beat at least one match with every single character.
You have to win one match with at least every character, or I think win classic mode on hard. I don't remember. I know the first one is true, but the second one may not be. I remember doing something. Oh no, that's Puff. Beating classic is Puff. So all the characters, one matchup, win each is Marth. Anyway, so I would sit for hours and grind, and I would watch Zero. Zero was my favorite content creator. I watched him till the end, till some unfortunate business happened last year. And I watched him to the very end. I remember watching him the day before I learned the news of what had happened and the stuff that went down. And it was bad. It was so bad that there were times where I wanted to go back and keep watching him. And there have been times where I think I have gone back and watched 1 or 2 videos. And it's just hard to appreciate the same guy. And yeah, he's in therapy now and he's getting his crap together and this and that. But, it really affects your mindset. Like, really? Who would do that? And then there was Mango and Hungry Boss, Armada, all the Melee gods, Plup, all that. And I would watch their videos, watch their stuff. And, that's kind of who influenced me. That's who I grew up playing Smash, for and all that, and wanted to be them. Obviously I couldn't be them, but I wanted to. Bad. I wanted to be in their spot, their position. I wanted to be in their lives. I wanted to live their lives. But I couldn't. And, I think the worst tournament performance I have to this date is Smash Fight Club at Game Guys. They weren't at their original location. They were at an arcade about 30, 45 minutes away from their original location. And it was sweaty, cramped. It was a large room, but there were so many people. And I went 0-2 in minutes. It was bad. And then I remember playing Smash Fight Club. What's up, Inky? And all that. And it was pretty good, And I remember playing Smash Fight Club at the actual hotel. And the back-to-back calls from you and BJ. And that was funny. And, it really kind of ended up, I went 1 for 2. Lost my first round against a Shulk, beat my first round in losers against a Piranha Plant who secondaried Simon, fun fact, and which I thought was cool. And then lost against, I think, Mumbo. Haven't you realized something about my channel, Jonah? I have. You're over 100, miss, which, congratulations to you. And I remember, I think that's really it. Oh, well, no. So the friends I made along the way. So obviously I haven't made too many friends with Smash, keep people I would call friends. I think it first kind of happened in intermediate school when I became friends with Dryden and Angel and a couple of the other guys that were hanging around during the Smash 4 era of tournaments. And then there was the Ultimate tournaments. And that's when I met Mason, I met Zach, I met Mark, I met everybody of the group. I met my buddy Alex here. Ain't that right? Hey.
Yeah, boy, what's up, bro? I got you. You already know.
Yeah, and I met all my friends, and it was awesome. And then to go to real tournaments, and now I have even more friends in the community. In fact, recently I got enrolled into a contest. Yeah, Zegman's one of them. Fanana, Puff, Zakun, Wumbo, Mumbo. Oh, dude, I told Wumbo we watched him in school the other day. He popped off. It was pretty cool. And I kept going, and I still push on. And then there was Saloon, and I made friends with everybody there. I mean, everybody's friends there. Really? I mean, am I right?
Daddy Rathgar.
You got Daddy Rathgar. You got 12 for 12. Oh, that's all. Oh, I forgot. Zamasu was part of the rivals. I completely. Well, you're actually a wild card. I don't really know where to put you, either in rival or friend, because I don't really have a category for people that are both. Also, Jonah, I'll be making 100 subscriber special plans. Ooh, very nice. I'll have to tune in if I am available. And so there's 12 or 12, which, I mean, Alex, there's no introduction needed for that, man. 12 or 12 is funny. There's 12 or 12, Rathgar, mini boss himself, Deer Kitten. Deer Kitten's always funny. Dropez. You remember Dropez? Dropez is the only Zelda besides Wumbo, actually, that I can ever respect in this game. And that's saying something. And, to move on, I made friends with some TOs. I made friends with Zegman and Mini Boss and the guy who works at Game Over. Like, every time I come in, he goes, "Man, what you doing here? There ain't no Smash tourney." I'm like, "Hey, I'm here to buy something. Calm down." And I look back on all my trophies and all my wins and all my accomplishments so far, and it's like I can keep going. Because even like nowadays, I'm getting emails from colleges asking me to go play for them. I've narrowed it down to 2. Yes, ma'am. What can I do for? Yes, PC9. What can I do for you? To a college up north in Texas. Hello. Or a college around my area. And I narrowed it down to those 2 because of their esports program. Now, with the one up north, that esports program is a little more difficult because it's already built. So there's already going to be standards set. And it's going to be hard because I'm going to have to pull through those standards if I want a spot. And as much as I'm used to pulling standards and, out maneuvering the odds, outdoing the odds, never tell me the odds. I'm beating the odds. There it is. And I remember, excuse me. And then the other one in my area, that one, by the time I get there in the fall of this year, they will have had it finished. They will have finished the new esports arena, team, all that. So if I go to that one, I'll be there to set the standard, which is pretty good. I mean, what do you think, X? X? Oh. Yeah, and, the issue with college is, I'll have a couple friends going to the same college. I think Mashy's going to the one closer to here, and I think I might end up going there. I think I might. And I'm back. Sorry, both my devices died. Well, then you got to be more special. What? Yes. Yeah, UH. And my friend Alex, he X here. He wants to go up north in the States to go on for paleontology, dinosaur bones and all that stuff, It's pretty cool stuff, but I'm actually going to let him talk about that and how that will affect him and his Smash career and all that and how he plans to go about doing that either tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on if he's available tomorrow and if Dryden doesn't want to do it tomorrow. How you can start congrats 100. There you go. What else do I have with Smash? I guess, okay, so my controllers. obviously my very first controller was a Wii remote. No, so like this one here. It's obviously not this one. This is a new one. So my first controller ever was a Wii remote, and I thought this was the gold standard. What better could you get than the square, boxy TV remote controller? There's nothing better at all. And then the Wii U comes around, and there's the gamepad. And I popped off when I saw it. I'm like, you can take your game with you to go? Which obviously the Switch proved that point. But you really couldn't take it anywhere. You just had to be in the same room as the Switch, the Wii U. But then my older brother, one day brings out a controller that I'd never seen before. Greatest controller I'd ever seen. A GameCube controller. It was a black. It was a black one. Beautiful controller. And he let me play with it. And it was original, not third party. And you talk about the greatest feeling in your hands ever. So when Ultimate came out, I started with Joy-Cons and then went to Pro Controller. And I didn't have a Pro Controller technically. I had, and I swear it's somewhere around here, a Pro Controller of sorts that plugged in. And I swear it's around here somewhere, but it's a Pro Controller that plugged in. If you remember that controller, Alex, all those years ago. And then I got a controller that would change the face of my Smash career for a long time. My silver wireless GameCube controller. Now, I have only had 2 controllers ever to be called the God controller in my high school. That's one of them. My other one is my current one, my purple original GameCube wired controller. And speaking of controllers, though, I had all those controllers. You still there? All right, well, he had to go, and I do have to go here in a second as well. But I was injured recently. Oh, there you are. I was injured recently for a contest for a controller. Very nice blue one. Very beautiful controller. Crystal-looking buttons and everything. It was very beautiful. And I hope I win. The winner is going to be announced on the 2nd of February, so looking forward to that. And I hope that you guys... I hope I get it, and I hope you guys support me in getting that. And yeah, that's basically it. I mean, I don't think of it the second and third like, but I don't really know what else to talk about. That's my really entire Smash in a nutshell, in an hour, just like I planned. I don't know if some other people's careers are going to be shorter, but that's kind of it. I mean, I could talk about a little bit of Melee, how I played some Melee here and there, and I've been doing Slippy streams recently, but, that doesn't really count, but... yeah, so that's it, really. All right. Well, thank you all for coming to the stream. I hope you enjoyed. Look forward to tomorrow's. We're going to be doing the same thing, but either with Neon, Brian, or X. Hopefully, one of the two is able to come. And then Wednesday, we're going to do Neon or X, whichever one can't make it tomorrow. Thursday, I have reserved for my friend Mashy. Friday is Zamasu if he wants. And then Saturday, I'm going to try and get somebody from the Smash community that's not. Will you be able to be in Discord? I will, yeah. And maybe somebody else in the Smash community, like I'll get Time Zone or I'll get Pooji or something, I don't know. And yeah, that's all I got. So thank you guys, and I will see y'all tomorrow, and either for X or Neon Brian. See y'all later. Bye.